I believe that even though there is food waste that happens in the cultivation process, also in the how a presentation of the fruit or vegetable or food looks, the main point of this film, and they do it not in a preachy way, they don't do it as far as actually specifically pointing to it, but I felt that they pointed to consumers as being the main reason why we have our food waste. There was a start of the film, or start of the actual experiment with the couple, and they're gathering food from a friend's house. And as they're gathering food, they ask their friends, "Hey, do you know what this is? Do you need this?" And a lot of times the friend was like, "I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure why I purchased the product." So that leads to one reason for food waste. A lot of times when we as consumers, me included, when we purchase products, we purchase out of bulk. We purchase not in a list in our head, but more of a, oh, I see this, I want to get this, but do we actually utilize it? Do we use it? Or does it stay in the fridge long enough to the point that when we're cleaning the fridge, or we're deciding, okay, do we need this, and we end up tossing it? So that's one example that pointed to consumers being the main reason for food waste. Another one was when they would openly go grocery shopping, and they would look for foods that may be, how can I say, that would be misshaped. They would actually ask for that, or go to farms to look for that, and a lot of times the manufacturers will give them away because they know that it's not presentable for the consumers. They would ask for, there was one portion of the film at the very end when they were close to the end of their experiment, when they were looking for close date grocery items. And I remember the grocer stating to them, "We can't sell it to the public if it's close dated." And the guy asks, "Hey, why? Why can't we not get it, if it's close date?" And I think that goes to our knowledge of what close date is as far as consumers. It doesn't mean that it's going to be something if we eat, it's going to be any issues. Hopefully not any issues. A lot of times, for precautionary reasons, the grocers may toss it because they don't want to sell items that may be close to expiration dates, which makes sense, but it's up to us as consumers to say, you know what? If you sell it on clearance, if you sell it in this way, if we know the close dates, we're able to accept it, so that alleviates some of the food waste that we have. But the film did a good job, again, not of overly being preachy or saying, hey, it's us as consumers. They showed through the experiment, they showed through different subtleties in the film that we as consumers play a major role in food waste. We as far as how we want our foods to be presented, how they look, how the presentation of food. If it isn't aesthetically pleasing to us as consumers, a lot of times the manufacturers won't put it on display as far as in the grocery store. The ability to have knowledge of what best date means or expiration date means doesn't mean that we as consumers don't have to purchase those products, but if we have more of a demand, like, you know what, we'll take those foods, we'll try and have knowledge of what that means, so we don't toss those foods as far as the grocers. But the film, to me, the main point was we as consumers play a major role as far as creating food waste, but it also gives us an opportunity to change our habits to limit the amount of food that we do waste.